You ever had that feeling? You're on an Agile team, you're doing all the things, the stand-ups, the retros, the planning. You're following all the rules, but you've hit a wall. The energy is gone, the momentum's just not there. It's a super common problem, and today we're going to break down a blueprint for how to get those stuck teams moving again and honestly turn them into total powerhouses.
So just take a second and be honest with yourself. Does this sound familiar? You see the Agile framework on paper, and it looks so clean, so simple. But then reality hits. You've got complex people, you've got deadlines that keep shifting, and all sorts of unexpected stuff just pops up. And that nice, clean process, it gets messy, fast. And you're left feeling like something just isn't quite clicking.
And these right here, these are the classic signs. Your daily stand-up becomes this boring status report where everyone's just going through the motions. The retro feels like you're stuck in the movie Groundhog Day, talking about the exact same problems sprint after sprint. And that awesome phrase, continuous improvement, starts to feel like a total joke. Look, if you're sitting there nodding your head right now, I promise you, you are not alone. This is probably one of the biggest hurdles teams face. And hey, just so you know, if this is really hitting home for you, we've got a free Agile starter kit linked down in the description. But first, let's actually figure out why this happens in the first place.
So, what is going on here? This brings us right to the heart of the stuck team's dilemma. The issue isn't that you're failing or that your team isn't trying hard enough. It's that most frameworks tell you what to do, but they completely forget to give you a system for how to actually guide your team's growth and maturity over time.
And when you don't have that system to guide you, you just naturally fall into this reactive mode. All your time and energy gets sucked into putting out today's fire instead of proactively coaching the team and looking ahead. You're so busy dealing with the chaos right in front of you that you can't even see the path forward.
Now, this whole thing isn't just some abstract idea. It hits real people in their day-to-day jobs really hard. So let's just take a look at who feels this pain the most and see if any of these sound like you.
Yeah, and this struggle looks different depending on where you sit. For an Agile coach, you're juggling multiple teams, and you desperately need a consistent way to help them all without reinventing the wheel every single time. If you're a team leader or a manager, you just want your team to self-organize so you can finally stop micromanaging everything. And for the teams themselves, it's just burnout from meetings that feel like a waste of time. And for freelancers, the clock is ticking. You need to show your value with real data, and you need to do it fast.
Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. This is all about a massive shift, moving away from those vague gut feelings and all that guesswork and moving toward a proven system that creates real, lasting growth.
And just to be clear, this isn't some theory I read in a book. We're talking about a system that has been built, tested, and fine-tuned with over 500 real-world teams. This thing has absolutely been battle-tested.
And this is the transformation we're aiming for. You go from that fuzzy feeling of, I think something's wrong, to seeing crystal clear signals based on data. You stop just reacting to problems and start following a system. It's how you finally trade in that feeling of being stuck for some real, actual momentum.
So, what is this thing? We call it the Maturity Assessment Blueprint. And really, you can just think of it as a practical, repeatable way to see your team clearly. It's not about judging them, it's about understanding their real strengths and their real gaps, so you can build a growth plan that's based on facts, not just hunches.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Well, the best part is, this isn't some crazy complicated thing you have to learn. It's a really simple, 3-step process that's designed to give your team exactly what they're missing: clarity and momentum.
It all boils down to these 3 steps. First, you get hands-on with the assessment itself. That's how you gather the raw data. Step 2 is where the magic happens. You identify the key gaps. This is where you translate those answers into powerful insights about what's really holding the team back. And finally, you build your roadmap. You turn those insights into a visual plan that everyone on the team can see, understand, and get behind.
So why does this work so well? Well, for one, it's based on real data from hundreds of teams, not just theory. It's also repeatable. You can plug this system into any team you're working with. But honestly, the most important part is that it creates genuine buy-in. Because the team discovers the gaps for themselves, they own the solutions. And that's how you get momentum, by stacking up small, visible wins that build confidence.
All right, let's get to the good stuff, the transformation. Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. What are the real, practical results you can actually expect to see?
The very first thing you're going to get is clarity. For maybe the first time ever, you'll see exactly where your team is killing it and precisely where they're getting stuck. All that guesswork and those frustrating feelings, they just disappear, and they're replaced with a clear, honest picture of reality.
Second, you walk away with a real plan. I'm not talking about a messy list of ideas from a retro. I mean a practical, focused 3-month coaching roadmap. It tells you exactly what to focus on, in what order, and how you're going to measure your progress.
And third, and this is huge, you start to see a fundamental shift in your team's culture. Because when the team helps build its own path forward, they take real ownership. Those retro discussions suddenly have purpose, and the improvements you all agree on, they actually stick, because everyone feels committed to making it happen.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from Jamal, an Agile coach, just nails it. He said, "This is the first one that made the team see their gaps instead of me telling them." That single shift is the whole game. It's the difference between you pushing a checklist on them and the entire team sharing a commitment to a goal they set together. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Is your team just running through the routines, or are they actually building real momentum? A system like this is really the key to moving from just going through the motions to making real sustainable progress.